Just 1 second, let me pause it. Right. How we use AI at Snitch, right? I wanted to do this in 3 parts. First, start with a big picture macro kind of a view. What are some of the well-known thought leaders, industry leaders saying, predicting about how the big picture is going to evolve? Some of them are already in motion in terms of in this disruption, how fast they are moving with this change. Second, we'll go to Snitch specifically, talk about different functions, and where are we with AI adoption. I'll give you a 30,000 feet view of where we are, how are we seeing things. And then look at 4 or 5 specific use cases where we have leveraged AI well, and AI is already powering a lot of things for us in production and also creating impact. Right? That's how I would break it. Right? Starting with the big picture. Right? The world's biggest companies are saying that they're already building 2 workforces. I've pulled out 2 anecdotes or 2 key blurbs that everyone should know. One is from the NVIDIA CEO Jensen, where he says, "I have 42,000 biological employees, and I'm going to have hundreds of thousands of digital employees in the next 10 years." And he predicts a future where this ratio is going to be 100:1, 100 agents to every human. The future of NVIDIA. Something very close to our home. Chandrasekharan at TCS saying in the next 3 years, TCS will have as many AI agents as human employees. He predicts a 1:1, and in the next 3 years. For someone from a services background, a services industry to say that, that's a huge thing, I believe. A 1:1 in the next 3 years. Right? If the largest companies in the world are betting on AI workers, AI agents co-piloting a lot of functions, I think every retail brand will need the same ability very soon. Right? And this is my prediction from an India perspective, online retail, D2C perspective. I feel very soon we'll have 100 crore brand which is run by a 1-person team, powered by AI. If some of you track what Y Combinator does, they recently backed a company called Thomas. Right, the name of the founder is also Thomas. The vision of Thomas is to enable 1-person D2C companies or online retail brands. I feel that's going to be a reality soon. Maybe in the next year or so, we will have a lot of single person 100 crore brands and 1,000 crore plus brands which are run by a team of 10 or less people. Right? This is my prediction. So with that, as I go into future slides, right? Like what I want to do is open your imagination to this idea that such a disruption can happen, and it's already happening. And how can you be on the right side of the disruption as you build your brand and the teams? Right? And now moving to where we are at Snitch with the different functions, right? How much is AI running our functions? Where are we on the adoption? And all of this is in production, real impact, real things being done by AI. Demand planning and buying, we see ourselves at 25%. Designs, banners, cataloging. Think of all the site merchandising, the catalog imaging. Already 90% is powered by AI. Marketing, content, 35. Influencer operations at 80. We have built something called Snitch Squad, which is like a creator platform or a creator orchestration platform, which is powered by AI agents and helps just a 2-member team create around 4,000, 5,000 pieces of content every month. Right? So we have put influencer operations at 80%. Search and discovery. A lot of it is browse operations, browse on the website, the search operations. Whatever we do, we are at 40. Marketplace operations. I have a use case on this specifically. We feel we are at 60. Customer support, more importantly, we feel we have the highest adoption already. We are at 95 there. Very quickly on customer support, a relatable example, when we were at 200 crores, so we had around 20-25 members in our customer service team. So we have gone 5x from that level. We are at 1000 CR plus run rate, and our CS headcount is 8-9 now. So we have gone 5x, while our CS headcount has become one third of what it is. So this is where we are today at a company level in AI implementation, adoption, and impact. Moving forward, now I'll go to specific use cases. I'll try to spend 5 minutes on each of them. Right, starting with use case one on banners and cataloging, which as a fashion brand is this was the immediate use case where we wanted to leverage AI, and we did a really good job at it in the last couple of years. So how were we earlier? We were we have our own studio, in our studio, where we were inviting 10-20 models each month, and every product almost went through a catalog photo shoot. And we were also making a lot of lifestyle videos out of it, etc., which would go into site merchandising, banners, etc. We were 100% on that manual workflow, 100% human-led workflow, versus where we are today. 4 in 5, which is 80% of what we do today, is powered by AI. So what we have done is we have created multiple AI humans. These are derivatives of human features or whatever imagery that we have, what we did in the past. So we created multiple AI humans, right? Different identities. Think of like an athletic Indian looking model, or more specifically, athletic from a certain region, or average body type from a certain region in India. Even as a fashion brand, from an aspiration standpoint, we have a lot of non-Indian models, black models, white models. All of these are AI avatars that we have created. Not just the model, even the outdoor backdrops. So we have hundreds of variations of outdoor backdrops. And we run multiple permutation combinations to create these catalog imageries. So today, 4 in 5 catalog images we have are powered by AI models and AI backdrops. The remaining 20%, we still do the conventional shoots, etc. But that is reserved for our strategic priority launches, which is typically once in a month or max twice in a month. Earlier, our trend to live, like when we think of a capsule or a collection drop, it would take us 14 days to get through the catalog cycle. From there, we have come down to less than 24 hours. And from a catalog cost per SKU, we were earlier at 300, 400 per SKU. That has come down to less than 75. This is what we have done on the banners and the cataloging side. Moving to the second use case, right, which is demand prediction, right? When Snitch started, we started as an online-only player. Then came marketplace. Then came we launched our first store in Jayanagar 3 years back. Now, if you look at where we are, we have online, which continues to stay, which is still big. Second, we sell in multiple marketplaces. There were only your Myntra, Ajio, Amazon, big horizontal, big vertical marketplaces earlier. We have a lot of quick com vertical marketplaces as well. So multiple marketplaces. So we have 126 stores where we are live. We have our own quick commerce engine. Quick commerce is already 1 in 10 of our orders. So there are multiple point of sales. And how you what kind of styles you make, because what sells online versus what sell retail on retail versus your quick commerce, there is a lot of variability that we see. Even price points vary a lot in terms of what channel you're talking about. So we have built a demand prediction and also assortment planning engine, which powers most of our decisions today. Like if you look at some of the key metrics that we track something called a design strike rate. So we used what is design strike rate? If you make 100 styles, right? What percentage of styles or what number of styles cross a certain sell-through threshold uh, for us to consider that to be a success, right? We have different thresholds defined at a channel level, at a price point level. So earlier, 45 out of 100 was hitting that design strike rate or that success criteria that we used to have. Post AI and whatever models that we have built, we are able to hit 73% strike rate with the designs, right? And from a sell-through perspective, we are able to sell through 21% better in terms of the STRs that we track, and the reorder decisions as well. Earlier, we used to do larger depths, uh, uh, and we were not able to scale doing multiple SKUs at lower MOQ, learn from it, and do automated replen, faster replens. Now, with humans gradually checking out of this decision making process, with heuristics and AI taking over, we're able to do a lot more better in terms of reordering cycles and also even better reordering replenishment cycles. Right. So this is on the demand prediction side. I assume we will have a Q&A session later, so I will power through this, and then whichever we want to talk about, we can go back to that slide and discuss it further. Right. Moving to the next use case, right? Customer service. As I mentioned earlier, this is one area where we have seen needle move really fast, like cataloging as a fashion brand. This was also another use case where we kind of moved really fast and moved on the right side of disruption. Just repeating myself in terms of the important metric from earlier, we moved 5x on the top line, and the CS head count, we were able to bring it down to one third of what it was earlier. And this happened while our CSAT also grew. What we mean, the way we measure CSAT is we ask customers, are you happy with the resolution, right? On a scale of 1 to 5. Whoever gives a 4 or 5, we call it top box CSAT, right? Percentage of 4s and 5s. So we used to be in the 40s earlier. We are right now trending in the 70s, right? In terms of percentage of customers who are happy with the resolutions, right? What all did we do here? One, we built a very good chatbot. We built it in-house. We leveraged, of course, Cursor, Claude Code to build it faster, iterate faster. We leverage the inference layer from these horizontal LLMs. We leverage Gemini and OpenAI to infer customer queries, issues better, and also give faster resolutions. Right. If I have to talk about faster resolutions a little bit more, how does faster resolutions happen? So every time when an agent is talking to a customer, highly likely the customer already comes in with a history. There are multiple tickets that are already created by that customer. The customer highly likely is coming for the second time, third time, fourth time. So when that happens, or let's say if the agent doesn't have clear visibility on where the shipment is, right? Where is it stuck, right? Typically, the agent says, "Hey, please be on hold. I'll need a couple of minutes to go look at your case, investigate, and come back." That is one area which creates a lot of anxiety, lot of unhappiness among customers. They're already anxious about the experience defect or issue that they're facing. And then again, you put them in an endless wait to further get a resolution. So there we built a co-pilot, which will give faster summaries to the agents in terms of why is the customer contacting, what is the likely resolution, right? And there are also templatized options that are given to the agent saying, this customer is coming for a refund, and refund is already created. And by the way, this is the RRN number or whatever reference number that is already generated by Razorpay. Rather than you going to the Razorpay console or GoQuick console, pulling that uh, uh, reference number and passing it to the customer, which would take 5 minutes. It's straight away available in your console saying, hey, this is a refund issue. Just click on this auto reply and customer gets everything that he or she wants. Right. So that is the live QA part or the co-pilot part that we built. In terms of metrics, 86% of tickets are auto resolved by AI. Right. And a very interesting insight there, AI's CSAT is almost 20-30% better than a human CSAT. Our AI bot has a CSAT of 70-75% versus our human agents who have a CSAT of 40-45%. Right. And our goal going forward, or the way forward, how we see it is we should ideally get to 99% resolved by AI. So that we are able to, one, provide faster resolutions, better resolutions, get better CSAT, and also look at reducing that fixed cost that we still have on the customer service. Right. This is on the CS side. Again, I can come back and do a deep dive further, answer specific questions on this. Moving to marketplace, right? A lot of brands sell on the marketplaces, and marketplaces, one channel, either it's too big for you or too small for you, right? And dealing with it takes a lot of either big or small, but the operational effort that you need to put in there to be listed there, managing your listings, managing your SPF claims, for example, is always a hassle. Generally, brands staff a lot on this area, and even with that staffing, might not get the right optimal results. Right. So we were also at the same place earlier, where we used to put a lot of resources on the specific use case of SPF claims. Right. With your Myntra, Flipkart, Amazon. Amazon has another protection fund use case, where what are the kind of loops that you get into, right? Wrong returns, damaged items, weight disputes. So this is typically a one-on-one email that comes. So you'll be selling hundreds and thousands of shipment orders on these marketplaces, and for every order specifically, you'll get an email. Let's say you are a resource managing that, hundreds of emails could hit your inbox saying, hey, this is a customer claim, respond on it. Right. It is not scalable beyond a point. So what we did was we built an agent which will read the emails or claims on these SPF or directly from the portals, the selling central portals, directly read these claims, go back to our own data repo or our own databases to pull the right proofs, right? If it's a packaging video or whatever, we have re-architected our systems to store it the right way, make it easy for these agents to extract it in a much faster, easier manner. So lot of these cases, roughly 80% of them, the first response is done by this agent itself. And in 80%, out of 80%, 74%, 74 by 80, almost 85-90% of the claims, we are able to resolve without any humans coming into the right. So every month we recover approximately 45 lakhs only via the AI agents intervening and settling these SPF claims. Right. Earlier we used to take an average of 35 minutes per claim because we were putting a lot of resources on handling it. Now we have brought that down to less than 1 minute, given agents have taken over and they have started managing this. An interesting piece here, something a lot of people think is a very futuristic thing, two AI agents talking to each other, has already started happening here. Because I know Myntra, Flipkart, Amazon, they have heavy agent leverage here. A lot of the emails that we get or the call outs, notifications we get on SPF claims, etc., are done by agents there. So now when we reply with agents, the reply from there also comes from an agent. So we've already gotten into a loop of agents talking to each other and resolving issues for two businesses, right? So this is on the marketplace SPF claim. So these are the four use cases I have. Now, quickly talking about what are we building or planning to build next, right? So AI merchandiser is something that we have started working on, right? So this goes both ways. Think of like, let's say in an offline scenario, uh, based on data, what is the right way to merchandise, show your collection, so that you can maximize conversions. The same applies online as well. How to plan assortment, how to show it, merchandise it the right way. That is one problem. The other problem is shopping co-assistants, like how we have built a co-pilot for CS agents. We see a use case where we could build co-pilots for shopping, online shopping, offline, right? So that's the scope that we're looking at under AI merchandisers, both how we present, how we merchandise, and also how we co-pilot uh, the shopping journeys. Right? Second is growth and performance marketing agents. There are a lot of use cases here in terms of how you can optimize your campaigns, how you can A/B test at a much larger scale. I spoke about Snitch Squad, which we have built, where we generate 4,000, 5,000 pieces of content a month. If a human has to take it and figure out the best creative from a CTR standpoint, it's not going to scale, right? While an agent, if I give access to the 4,000, 5,000 pieces of content, or over a quarter, we have 15, 20,000 pieces of content, for an agent to take it, test it at a smaller scale, figure out which ones are showing promise from a CTR standpoint and scale that, is going to be a very likely use case or bet that would succeed. So that is the growth performance side that we're looking at, primarily leveraging the massive amount of content that we're creating. How can we test and scale in a very efficient, scalable way? That these are some of the bets on the growth performance side. Retail store assist, I already spoke about. Have a very interesting use case to share here. This is not from a Snitch context. This happened at a cafe where I met someone last week. Right, I go and order a coffee. The other person said, "Hey, I just had a coffee at home. I want something else. What else do you have?" The person at the cafe who came to our table had zero clue on what are the other options that they had at the cafe. Then I had to pitch in and say, "Hey, do you want to have a kombucha?" Right? Again, my friend asks her, "What options do you have?" Right? She gave a few options. She said, "Sir, I have a peace kombucha." She actually meant peach, while she pronounced it as peace, right? And my friend had a very tough time figuring out what to have, and I solved it for him. Kind of told him, "Hey, just go for this and let's continue a conversation," right? But imagine it from a founder perspective. So today, a founder or a leader who's responsible for that function is not even aware that such a conversation happened at his cafe, right? uh, AI, voice AI, text synthesis can play a lot of role here, where every conversation that is happening on these stores offline can be captured. You could build a co-pilot for the person who was clueless. You can also do end of day postmortems on how all your store assist, the humans that you have, performed. Are they pitching the right thing? Are they selling the right thing? Are they upselling? There are a lot of use cases that could be solved. Other two, supply chain agents. Invent what to buy, how much to buy, inventory placement. There are a lot of use cases that we're betting here. Smarter pricing. This is another interesting use case. A lot of you might have read about how Amazon, Flipkart do dynamic pricing. Uh, every SKU, uh, typically, their own 1P SKUs, right? Their private label SKUs where they own pricing, uh, goes through hundreds of price changes every week, right? On average, per SKU, it's 100. And if you roll it up, there will be certain ASINs, SKUs where the changes in a week will be much, much higher, the head ones, right? And then they are in a constant figuring out mode in terms of what is the right price point to sell, right? From a Snitch context, the way we look at it is we have metro cities where we have our stores, where we have quick commerce. We don't want to discount in a way where our online pricing, our quick com pricing competes with retail pricing. And also, as a brand, uh, we don't want to be seen as discounting too much, because we want to. Our TG is the segment above a Mintra or a mass premium segment, right? Where we want to preserve a brand from a pricing standpoint. But from a tier two, especially tier three perspective, where we know we need to be a little bit more sharper in price points, right? We are running thought experiments now and will eventually take it to production in terms of, can we look at different pricing models at a tier level? Can we look at different pricing models in cities where we have stores versus where we don't have stores, right? These are some of the models that we are working on, and we will eventually leverage agents. Of course, it's more of an ML problem than an AI problem, where we would experiment a lot more and do smarter pricing. Right. Moving forward, yeah, where this is going, right? I'm sure a lot of you are at the forefront of disruptions that are happening, and you might also be doing this. But putting my perspective also into this, AI is not coming, it's already there. We all know that. Your customers already use AI to decide what we buy. In terms of data that we looked at, right now, 2 in 100 conversations, or 2 or 3 in 100 conversations, are influenced by GPTs. I feel, I mean, you might think 2 or 3 in 100 is small, but imagine it's just a year or not even a year of these GPTs becoming a famous, getting wider adoption, right? I feel there is going to be a hockey stick growth in adoption in terms of people depending on GPTs to search by. So this 2, 3 in 100, I would bet on this becoming 15, 20 out of 100 in the next year or so. Especially with token cost going down, and like GPT browsing, GPT researching becoming a lot more affordable, right? Second, uh, like everything which I showed you today, I didn't want to specifically name any SaaS tool that you could use, because I think it's important that I stay neutral, because we kind of leverage tools across the board. It's not difficult for you to go and look for tool options on what you could use, what you can build it yourself on Cloud Code, etc. But everything that I spoke about are things that you can build yourself today, and you can start doing much sooner. And last and the most important thing is building agents, or doing the right problem solving with agents is not a major challenge today. But putting it in production, running it at scale, uh, and making sure you constantly evolve them is where I feel there is a big gap, right? Like, for example, everyone can get access to a Cloud Code or chat GPT or whatever, and do cool things on their Mac or laptop. How do you convert that into an autonomous agent? How do you build hundreds of agents so that they can talk to each other, work with each other? And how do you deploy it in production? How do you track the metrics? Like every day morning, you would want to have like a high level CXO kind of a report in terms of what is working, what is not working, which are the ones where I need interventions. I think cracking that is where I see gap, and you would need some thought leadership, or some partner to come and help you get that to production, right? And to wrap up, all of you know the Netflix Blockbuster story. In 2000, Blockbuster passed on buying Netflix for 50 million, right? The comment they made is this is a very small niche business. 2010, just 10 years, right? Blockbuster is bankrupt. They just have one store left. They sell souvenirs there, right? And you all know where Netflix is. Right? So there is a massive disruption happening, and it's important you all do the right thing and be on the right side of that change. Right. Cool. With that, I'll wrap and open it up for Q&A.
Thank you so much, Maruthy, for actually going so in depth and giving an outlook how Snitch is actually using AI, right? So, I'll say, guys, right now we have around 142 participants in this meeting. As an admin, I have made sure like I have give that setting it's unmute for everyone because I don't want everybody to start like asking question in just one go. I'll switch that setting now. So maybe one by one we can have 10 to 15 minutes of Q&A session. And after that, we have a boot camp thing which we want to introduce and give you a gist, which Maruti and I will be sharing it with you guys. So let's start for the Q&A. Now, I guess you can unmute if anybody wants to go ahead and ask any questions to Maruti.
Hi, Maruthy. This is Veena here. I'm founder of Monroe.
Hello.
Hi. Great session, huh? Thank you so much for openly sharing. Very interesting.
You're welcome.
So, I was keen to understand, are there specific tools that you have used from the market, especially in customer service?
As I mentioned earlier, I don't want to name any tools specifically.
How about you give us two use cases, and then from there we can navigate.
Yeah. But one thing I can tell you is 95% of what we have built at Snitch is all in-house, right? We do leverage tools only when there is a complex thinking use case or a very complex compute use case where we won't be able to do it in-house. On the use case, what is your question again?
Let's say whatever you have built in-house, what are the most efficient lookalike tools you see in the market? You're not recommending. You're saying, hey, I see something like this, and this is close to what we have built.
Yeah. If you ask me to recommend an approach, I would say build it yourself using Claude Code. Make your own agent and deploy it in production, right? Because the kind of use case that a brand would want to handle would vary a lot, right? Depends on from your business context, what the problem you're trying to solve, or the kind of agent that you would want to build, or the kind of concierge experience that you would want to provide. That also varies based on your AOV, your LTVs, repeat cycles, all that, right? So I would always say build it yourself. In terms of tools, I can actually look up offline and recommend something. Right now, I don't have any recommendations.
Cool. So how do I reach out to you? Is there an email I can write to you?
Yeah, I can drop it on chat or let the D2C Insiders like share it with you. Yeah.
Or
Feel free to
I'll
drop it in the chat. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll share it with you as well. Like for a better coordination, we have a group. So maybe for a few days, Maruti, you can get
Yeah,
added there and you can answer all the queries.
I can do that. Sure.
Guys, you have an email for the invitation. There is a link for WhatsApp group. Do join that group.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. Hey,
Thank you so
Maruthy.
much, Veena.
Hi. Can I ask a question?
Yeah, Disha.
Okay, can I go ahead? Okay. Hey,
Yeah.
hi, Maruthy. Thank you
Hello.
for the interesting session. So, just two quick questions. One is that for digital marketing or meta ads, are you using AI anywhere? Because that is one area which I didn't see anywhere in your slide number 3 or 4.
Yeah.
Are you using AI there?
Yes. So I'll talk about now and the future. What are we doing now?
Mhm.
One, we have something called Snitch Squad.
Hmm.
This
Okay.
is our own creator platform. Think of Meta has a similar platform where creators can see the list of gigs that brands post, the influencer creator gigs. They have the full workflow where you can apply for a gig, get the products to make content, submit it there, and eventually complete the entire life cycle of content creation. Right. So traditionally, how do you do it? You work with an agency. That agency talks to hundreds of people. uh, they make content and then give it to you, or your influencer marketing team reaches out to someone on WhatsApp, provides a description. All of it happens offline over calls and WhatsApp messages. So
No,
we can
sorry
work.
for that interruption. Sorry to break your flow. I know you are using it for influencer marketing. My question was a little specific towards Meta ads and Google ads, the campaigns. Are you using anything over there apart from influencer marketing?
Yeah, I was also leading to that,
Oh,
because
sorry.
you need creatives, a lot of creatives to run your meta campaigns efficiently. So
Mm,
one is the Snitch Squad, which is like a creator workflow platform which we have built for ourselves. So it's a community where a lot of our power users, a lot of our creators are already enrolled, right? So if, let's say, we recently did a birthday sale, all we had
mm,
to do was go and post a couple of gigs saying, hey, we are doing birthday sale, we need this and this content, and we were able to generate some 4,000, 5,000 pieces of content by using that community or platform that we built. So this becomes the content feeder into our digital marketing that we do. Second, we leverage AI, generative AI, to edit content into different variants that we would need to put into the meta funnel, which I'm sure a lot of you guys would be doing. Third,
mm,
we also have connected our accounts to Cloud Code, build some agents to run performance report, run auto experiments, especially in that test to scale phase. We have built agents which will help us cut through that learning curve much faster. Right, a
okay.
human running tests at max, you can do 5, 10 campaigns, but an
Mhm.
agent running it, it can even run 10 sorry it can even run hundreds of campaigns, test all your creatives and give you the winner much faster. So that's
Okay.
another place where we use AI today. In terms of future, uh, we want to leverage this content experimentation, do this content experimentation in an even better way. So the amount of content we create and the amount of content we actually leverage in digital marketing and experiment, we see a big opportunity there. A lot of investments are going into automating that. Yeah, did I answer your question?
Yes, totally. Yes. Thank you so much for that. And my
Opportunity,
second question,
yeah,
sorry?
in fact, the opportunity is in testing and scaling. How can
Correct.
you test more and scale better?
Absolutely. My second question was with regards to marketplace and you mentioned that uh, ran you ran an agent to check the videos and the unboxing and boxing videos of the
Yeah.
product. So is it very complicated? Can be built up with regular cloud subscription, or is it too much time, effort, and money required there?
Right. See, I would look at something like a Cloud Code or Cursor. Uh, if you're a small brand, as your CTO, right?
Mm,
That's what it is. Right? It's an open book, a CTO, which can ideate with you, build multiple products, multiple agents at the same time. Like a human CTO can
mm,
only parallel process 3 or 4 things at a time, right?
mm.
but a Claude Code can parallel process 20 things at a time, efficiently build it, and give you that. But the gap that is still there is how do you take that to production and how do you manage that efficiently in production? There you might need some help, but
Okay.
I feel building it, you can do it yourself.
Okay.
In
Okay.
Claude Code.
Thanks,
Fair.
Maruthy. Maruthy, I have a similar question for all the startups. Actually, I'm also in the into D2C space, currently pursuing my MVP. I wanted to understand for a startup which has limited resources, limited time, and limited tokens, how do I prioritize these functions? So you have mentioned multiple functions over here that you utilize AI for. So if I were to just rank them, stack rank them for this like a brand like me who has like, 3 4 people in the team who's just starting up, how do I think which will be the most ROI for me, and then how do I prioritize my efforts over there? Would have to
Yeah.
understand this.
See, it depends on what is your objective. If your objective is faster fitment, meaning you want to see build some success cases quickly, build more conviction, confidence, and then scale further,
Exactly
invest
that's
further into that, then I would go for uh, the more repeatable processes, right? Which is your customer support, your cataloging, wherever. I have moved to that slide where we have high adoption, right? I think these are areas where you can go and fit in agents much faster, get impact, generate impact much faster, both from a top line perspective and even from a bottom line perspective, because you'll need less resources, your agency cost will go down, whatever. But and but if your personality of or how you problem solve is, I want to take on the difficult problems, and difficult problems is where the max juice is, then you should go into the demand planning, product side, product design side, where it'll be tough to get fitment, but whatever micro wins, smaller wins you have there, is gonna give you, it's gonna compound much faster for you from a brand perspective. So it totally depends
thanks.
on what you want to do, how you want to do it.
One quick question from your POV. So when you think about AI, do you think about AI from a like like if you want to prioritize, do you think of AI from a cost saving POV or from a revenue scaling POV? Like which one will you prioritize?
See, it again depends on who you are as a brand, which category, which life stage, what's your AOV, what do you want to do. Like for example, if I'm building an early stage, high AOV brand targeted at premium luxe customers, providing a concierge customer experience is a top priority for me for day one. I don't look at customer service or customer experience as a post sales thing. It's part of my identity itself, right? In that case, so I would invest in a concierge kind of an experience upfront, leveraging the agent tech and the ecosystem that's already evolving very fast. Uh, just a case in point, it totally depends on who you are, what you want to do. Like this is something which should also be clear, right? AI will help us do a lot of repeatable processes, uh, automated, in a more with better operating leverage, but the judgment and thinking should all come from us. So this is a
Yeah,
typical judgment question of how should
that's a
we.
wonderful answer. Thank you. Thank you, Maruthy.
Hi, Maruti. I had two questions.
Sure.
I think partly it was answered in the previous question that was asked. But my main thing is, if I'm like, there are so many D2 brands they that want to scale and, want to build a brand, they have aspirations. But then,
Right.
of course, the general process is creating your own website, then getting into marketplaces, then getting into quick commerce, building your channels, etc., etc. In this general process, what are the things that go wrong, out of which, because of which they're not able to scale, versus what did Snitch do, or maybe like companies like Snitch do in terms of process, systems, or whatever? It could be, say, for example, a brand does catalog shoot, launches collection every 3 months, which is so much time consuming. Versus what you mentioned, you guys do 5K content production per month. So
Yeah,
this is one I understood. But also navigating and using those 5K content pieces is a lot. So
yeah,
how does this all work?
right. See, couple of things, right? One, I feel, is from a broader business perspective, strategy perspective, and then the other is a tech perspective, tech product perspective. Right?
Okay.
First, from a business strategy perspective, uh, we should all be clear. That is my view. That AI is here, and AI already does a lot of things better than humans, right?
Okay.
I'll give you one. I feel that I think that's going to be relatable as humans. We would think the same.
Mm.
CSAT of human agents who work with us, right? The customer service agents.
Okay.
The way it trends in a day is in the morning, it's the highest when they start
Mm.
the day, and then towards the afternoon, the CSAT dips by 10-20%. And
Mm.
then in the evening, it crashes, right? Why
Mm.
would that happen? Because humans are very fresh in the morning. The kind of conversations they have with customers, the mood is much better. Of course, towards the lunch, your afternoon slump comes in. And then in the evening, everywhere in metros, uh, tier one, tier two, folks are focused on wrapping up. They are thinking about traffic, and all they focus on is ending the shift and going back home, right? So that's how a human CSAT curve looks like when a human addresses another customer or whatever. Versus an agent in this context will be once you crack it. Of course, there is an evolution that you need to go through. Once you crack it, the agent is going to be consistent throughout the day. It doesn't get tired, right?
Mm.
Right now, there is an empathy gap, but I see a lot of wonderful models which are also bridging that empathy gap. I would bet
Mm.
that in another year, an AI bot will show much better empathy than humans, right?
Mm.
So I think that mindset is important. That AI is now and here in a lot of use cases. It's already better. It's more consistent than humans, and we can bet on it. Uh, Second, coming to the tech aspect, right?
Yes.
I think every brand needs a good deployment partner or a DevOps partner. We call it DevOps from an engineering context. Uh,
Mm.
it's easy for a non-tech founder or a generalist founder to get on Cloud Code and building things. It's a very short learning curve in this world.
Correct.
These are
Correct.
people, and they'll get there in 2-3 weeks, 1 month, whatever. But deploying multiple agents to production, managing them, consistently monitoring and evolving them, which we call as DevOps, SRE in the tech world. That is where I feel, at least in the immediate term, there is a gap where no one is coming and bridging, and there is fast evolvement, but still there is a large gap where you would need a partner, right? And if you find the right partner, uh, like an agency, or if you're able to hire uh, an engineering manager, head, CTO to drive that, you'll be able to move a lot faster. Like I wouldn't like my personal evolution very quickly. I've been in tech teams where we had to deploy everything with physical servers, right? A deployment typically takes 12 to 24 hours to happen when you click something and for it to go live on production. That became 30 minutes, 1 hour, right? Now your deployment happens in seconds and minutes. And the size of engineering teams, whatever we're doing at Snitch today, 3-4 years back we would have needed 50-60 engineers to do that. Now we are just 6-7 people running 1,000 crore brand, right? And we don't see a need to increase the team size or rapidly scale, right? We feel from 1,000 to 5,000, maybe we'll need one or two more engineers. We'll be around 8-9 engineers, not more than that, right? That's how the world has evolved, and that's how I would think about it. I'm not sure whether I answered your question or not.
Right. I guess that was answered. Thank you so much, Maruti. We are really a bit of short of time. I'll open three questions more. So I have Sumit, Karthik, Kavya in line raising their hands. Rest founders, I'll say you'll receive a link from our side on your email to join the WhatsApp group. So you can go ahead and there. I'm unmuting Sumit now. You can ask your question.
Uh, Hi, just wanted to quickly ask that how can we somehow use AI to decide the pre-launch of a product, and then somehow after a point of time work upon the life cycle of the product. So we are also into the fashion industry, and at times it happens that a product is either doesn't work in the very early months, and then we have to take some pricing decisions there, or at times it also happens in a longer run, the product is selling at a particular price point, and then we are just replanning that without any increments in the margin, right? So can you just help us, how can we use AI there?
Yeah. So what we do today, and then what we will do or might do in the future. So what we do today, so the way we categorize products, we call them head, belly, and tail in terms of the sell-through rates. Right, whatever ends up not meeting our sell-through criteria, we do a pattern recognition on them. Is there any similarity in terms of colors or designs, or certain design patterns or fit patterns, because of which it didn't sell through as expected. So that is one agent we have built, or stack we have built, where we consistently get a lot of insights. Second aspect is we built something called Worth the Wait. Like you might have seen it on Netflix, etc., where they give you a preview of what is coming, and you can go and subscribe for a notification, whatever. Right? We do have a similar feature where we put some styles on preview and allow people to wish list it. Right? Based on wish list, that's a key input for us to decide whether to go ahead with it or drop it. Or we also use the number of wish lists, the velocity of wish list, to decide how much should we make from an MOQ perspective. These are things that we do today. I oversimplified it. It goes a lot deeper in terms of point of sale, sell through at a point of sale, store level, city level, etc. But yeah, this is what we do. In the future, what we want to do is we want to look at data outside Snitch as well. Can we look at our competitors, understand, because this is another big evolution that has happened. Earlier, for you to scrape competition, you were often getting rate limited or throttled by systems, right? So there is Cloudflare and a lot of players who avoid you from scraping websites. But with bots, AI agents, they can act exactly like humans, where they can open pages one by one, take a screenshot, convert those image into proper structured data, all of that, right? So scraping has become a lot easier. So that is one area where we're exploring, where can we understand what competition is doing in terms of new arrivals, their latest entrants into bestsellers. So can we all channel that into uh, our own design funnel, our own purchase funnel, is what we are looking
Another question, like, so AI always comes with the disclaimer that like this is AI generated information and you can review that. So how do you somehow set a benchmark wherein that some of your key like humans or the main management is looking after all the AI thing, and then coming to a decision from that AI led whatever planning is or the strategy is happening.
See, I think, as I mentioned earlier, AI will do a lot of repeatable processes well. Uh, like even discovery research is a repeatable process as well, where you do something in a structured way. AI will do all that well, but the judgment still will rest with humans, and that is what will create differentiators, right? Be it a brand or a consumer tech platform, SaaS platform, whatever it is. So that judgment has still needs to be done by you, and you need to uh, do that.
Yeah. Thanks a lot.
Thanks, Sumit. Maruti, do you want I'm so sorry, I muted myself. Do you want to first complete a bootcamp review for for 5 minutes, or else a lot of founders, I don't want they leave the meeting and then we do the bootcamp thing. Can we do it now for 5 minutes?
You can talk about it.
Yeah, sure. Super. Guys, just can you all see my screen? Just, I guess, yes. Okay. So guys, the entire thing we did today now, right? So it had a lot of building agents, doing cataloging, doing market research, understanding what is right, what is not right for your brand, right? So this entire thing we are doing this like the next to next weekend, August 15th and 16th, where Maruti and Vishnu will be teaching how you can actually build an AI team for in just 2 days, where you can have your 15 members team. One can do your research, one can check your meta ads, one can do maybe cataloging, one can do your customer service. All these things we will be doing in this entire duration of 2 days. So the session starts at morning 10. It will go till 5 p.m. It's going to be very uh like I will say practical session, not something theoretical. You will be doing the same development with us on Cloud Code. A lot of different tech we will also be using, that Maruti will introduce under the session. Now, just to give you a gist about this entire thing, so the brands that you are seeing on the screen, right? All they have actually attended this session. I am assuming Shruti is already on the call. Dobra, Rahul founder, is also on the call. They have our alumni for this boot camp. They were part of the first cohort, I guess. So if they can just give a like a testimonial as well, that will be great. Like you can just drop a message, guys. Rest, so these are the teammates that you can actually get done in these 2 days, where you can have your competition analysis, brand strategies, customer research area, ad creative lead. We will also try to help you to create images for your brands, do videos, or we'll see if the time allows under the session. We can have multiple things created on the same day. Now, I have shared the same link with you all on the chat. So just to give the entire burst is like we are allowing 15% discount on this course for just next half an hour, max 60 minutes, and I have shared the code on the chat. So whoever wants to join, and to be very clear, we have just 25 seats for this session. From that, already I can see now 5 seats are filled. From this cohort, only 5 members have purchased now. So next 20 seats are left. If you like to go purchase now, click on the link, register, and you have a code Maruti 15. I'm sorry, Maruti, I'm using a name there, but you can use it for next 2 hours and make sure you get 15% discount on this course. Uh, if Maruti, you would like to add any pointers on this bootcamp, because you are going to be the main instructor for this entire 2 days, you can just share a couple of things what we are going to do on August 15 and 16. So the entire founders will have an idea ki what are they going to learn there. Thanks. Over to you.
I would just add one quick thing. Happy to help and handhold in, I would say, the 0 to 1 of your journey with leveraging AI, adopting AI for your businesses. There will be a long way to go after that, but the 0 to 1, as you all know, is the toughest in any journey. The goal is to help you go through that in these 2 days. And what I've also told the D2C Insider team is we'll have a mapping of one engineer to every 5 founders or leaders who join the session, so that they will also have easy access to engineers who can bail them out if they get stuck anywhere. Yeah.
Awesome. So we'll take 10 minutes more if you have time, Maruti. Is that okay? For two
Yeah.
more questions.
Yeah.
Superb. Kavya, you can go next. I'm unmuting you. Yeah.
Sure. Hi, Maruthi. I have a question regarding retail store operation front. How how is AI playing in that area? Like, what is that one area in the store operations part in which AI is underperforming or doing well, and what is still a gap? So, from what perspective I'm coming is usually brands faces inventory level things, inventory breakup or whatever related to the inventory, and they are looking out for one layer of details where AI will help them to get all the details related to warehouse, other stores. So how AI is playing in the retail operation, store operations part?
Yeah. So one on the stock movements, right? The way we do it today, and a lot of brands would do is you would start by putting a style online. If you have the virtue of omni-channel, right? Which we have. The way we do it is a week or two, we keep it online, understand how is it selling through. Then basis that we make a larger batch, then batch two, MOQ plus, which is that second batch, and then we push it to the stores, right? And then from there, after spending X days, right, 30 days to 60 days, uh, based on sell-through rate, again we take a decision whether to transfer it to another store, where because some styles uh, would perform better in a newer store because it's a fresh entry, it might get better merchandising, right? There are a lot of nuances which happen. So we do the intra-store transfer sometimes once, sometimes twice, and then the SKU comes back to the warehouse, right? So this is a very predictable, repeatable cycle. And think of a brand like Snitch, we have 14,000 lifestyles, right? And every month we make hundreds of new styles. So this is a repeatable, automatable process. And we have built models around this to make that happen. Humans sit outside, they stay in the loop and monitor it. Uh, they can sometimes go and override the heuristics rules that we have. But all of this is completely driven by agents, right? And I mean, a lot of you might not be able to appreciate that difference, but not everything is AI here, right? I mean, it is heuristics, mix of all that, right? But end of the day, yeah, these are automated processes, right? In terms of the future, as I mentioned earlier, we are not too far away from listening to every store agent customer conversation, taking that data in and co-piloting those agents on a real-time basis. Like I was at a Reliance Digital store recently. I asked the person about an AC variant. He had to put me on wait for 5 minutes to find out whether he has stock in the warehouse or not. He calls someone, the guy in the warehouse checks his machine and then comes back, right? Ideally, it should have been like, think of a police wala wearing a body cam. They should be able to talk to that agent and get an answer for you immediately, right? So that uh, milestone is not too far away. I know a lot of startups building in that space. Some of them have got product market fit as well. We would soon have them in place. And as a brand owner, founder, you would want to be a leader in this space as well if you feel this is important for you.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Kavya. Uh, Daisy, you can go next.
Hi, thank you so much, Maruti, for a wonderful session. I have this question because we are a hardware business. We go on with new products. Let's say we have a Bartek brand. We do red light therapy, steam sauna, that kind of products. Now, for pricing, you mentioned कि smarter pricing होना चाहिए. Different platforms पे, let's say for own website, you would have different pricing for let's say different platforms. How do you decide or use AI in that sort ki acha for this platform I would figure this out? How do you include AI for that? As well as because you have more turnaround time for hardware businesses, having pricing and inventory sorted for that. How do you mix AI for both of them?
Yeah. So I'll talk about it from a fashion context first, and then we'll try to address it whatever I can for your business context. Right? From a fashion context, the freshness or age of an SKU is a key determinant. The second determinant is variable is your sell-through rate, right? And third is location, right? How much time has it spent in that location, etc. So we have certain rules, heuristics, which determine like a life stage based pricing for an SKU, based on these variables, parameters, whatever you call it, right? You start varying the price. I mean, we don't have, because we are in physical world, we don't have, we have that constraint of labels already being printed, right? So we can't change the price as a whole, and wouldn't be correct also to do it. So of course we have to do it via discounting, right? So, and then of course I missed inventory, how much you have. So we use all this to keep that price dynamic. So that is one angle. Based on this is more traditional, right? A lot of brands like Zara, etc., do that as well. You would be doing it in your business as well. The second angle is like a goal seek space, like a range for each SKU. Like sometimes we wouldn't know what is the right price point. Is 999 the right price point, or 1099 the right price point, or 1199 the right price point. So there, you can put it on a goal seek mode where certain customers would see 999, certain customers would see 1099, some would see 1199. Right? You look at the funnel, or run it like an ABC test to see what price gives you the right outcomes in terms of margins, conversion, and the net impact that you get from this. So that's a simpler way of doing it. With agents, you can even goal seek at a rupee level, right? Which I feel is like too much over engineering the problem. These are some of the ways that we kind of look at it, right? Life stage based, inventory based pricing versus we also goal seek sometimes within different price points to figure out that sweet spot. Coming to your business, I feel the second one might be more apt, where uh, like when you're unsure, right? You can go and define a goal seek range. You can write an agent which connects to your Shopify account via a private app, and uh, go and change these prices. And you can define clear boundaries. It's not a simple X to Y. It can be a more nuanced, complicated condition. If X, then do Y, right? If not X and Y meeting certain condition, then do Z. You can write certain heuristics, rules to manage that. Like in short, it is feasible and you can do it. You'll have to write down how you want to do it from a judgment standpoint, and
And
then
how do
leverage
I,
the right tools to do it.
okay, and how do I ensure कि I have discounts dynamic to the platform? Similar way?
Yeah, yeah, correct. So
Okay.
today, using a Shopify private app,
Mhm.
because that's what you would use, because if you're writing your own agents, you will be able to connect it to agents that you build and deploy using Claude Code or Cursor, uh, and let it give it access to play with your prices within a certain range. Right? Of course, given this is like on the critical path, you would want to test it thoroughly, make sure it's working fine, etc. But this is feasible, doable today.
Hmm. Okay, okay, perfect. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Well,
Maruthy, can we just take one last question?
yeah,
Okay, done. Uh, I'm so sorry we have to exceed 10-15 minutes.
yeah, we can take one.
Because you can go ahead, yeah.
Hi, Maruthy. Thanks for the presentation. As you have mentioned multiple times that we can create agents using Cloud Code and Cursor. So I just wanted to know like how much tech-savvy person we might need to create that as we are into manufacturing vacuum insulated bottles. So for us to get a tech-savvy person into the operation is kind of a difficult thing for us.
Yeah, I think there are two hurdles to clear. Two important hurdles. One is getting started, which is that 0 to 1 from a getting to use Claude Code, that learning curve. Second is the second hurdle is, yes, you have created an agent. How do you take it to production? How do you manage it there? Right? If you have the liberty, or you have the resources to do that, you would rather get a person, hire a person to help you with that. And if you don't want to do it, you would have to go through these two hurdles and get there, depending on what kind of background you come from, how analytical you are. Uh, the amount of time will vary according to that, right, for you to cross these hurdles, but it is doable, is what I would say.
Yes, you have anything to add,
No,
Vikas?
thank you, thank you.
Okay, done. Okay, I guess thank you so much for the wonderful session. Everybody enjoyed. We can see a lot of feedbacks there. I also have a list of questions from different founders who were not able to ask. Maybe I'll try to compile all those questions and I'll put it on the group. Maybe whenever you get time, Maruti, just you can like answer back there. And I really appreciate you spending 1.5 hours from your difficult schedule for this entire foundership thing. And now, I guess already we have 10 slots done. Everybody's excited for August 15th and 16th. Let's do something crazy on that bootcamp for all the founders. And thank you so much for joining. And everybody, thank you so much for taking out time and attending this webinar.
Awesome. Thank you, folks. Bye.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much, guys. Guys, if anybody has any queries for the bootcamp, I am still on the call. You can ask me. Plus, I'm so sorry, Naveen, there is not going to be any recording for today's session as it is meant to be just live one. Sorry, Kavya. Thank you.